Depot or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. You know what? And honestly, those sometimes they burn out really easy. You know what I mean? It all depends on. It's just luck of the draw once you start installing them.
Yeah.
And then you start, because I know we had to change out 2 of them too. So yeah,
Okay.
that's something I'll bring up to my boss.
So if the doorbell's not working, what would, before they called you guys, what would you suggest that they take a look at first? So the door, they push the button, say the light's on, they push the button, but they don't hear any sound.
Then basically one would have to. It's a low voltage system, so it's not like you're gonna get any type of backfed. But the thing is just always make sure that the connections are sound, connected securely. A lot of times you'll find a 4-wire or 2-wire incoming for the doorbell. So just make sure any of the excess wires are not crossed. It's a 2-wire system, so just follow the colors back to the source. Not that the person who lives here is expected to open up anything, but if they were to actually do it themselves, it's basically a 2-wire to the transformer back to the actual doorbell itself. And just make sure
Would it always be, well, it would be a maintenance person doing that for
Yes.
the, would it always be the transformer, or would it sometimes be the doorbell mechanism?
No, in this case, power is provided to the transformer.
Okay.
Thereafter the transformer, everything is all low voltage. So the chime is tied to the low voltage portion of the system. Usually, and if you exhaust all options or the maintenance, if they exhaust, like, you know, if they verify that power is there and that the lines are connected to and fro and they make a continuity test and everything is sound, then it would have to do with either the chime or the low voltage side.
Okay. Good.
Okay, this would be our main electrical room here at the Garvey Core project. Okay, this is, the only entrance in here is from the far west side of the building. Entry could be for your common utility worker to policeman, fire department. They all have access via lockbox outside, which would be on the upper part of the door as you come in here. Okay, our main switchgear would be located off, which would be to your right. Okay, this is where our incoming power would be coming in from. MB1 and MB2 supply all the retail boards, or not retail boards, but the residential boards, metering board 1 and 2. To right and back of you, this would be metering board 1. This covers basically all the residential units from east to west portion of the building. Electrical room 2, MB2 would cover all the residential units from north to south. So all the meters. The main switchgear also runs RMB, which is right here. RMB covers area CC, and I believe on the starting of this filming with me, we were in CC, the community center. So this meter will meter the panel in CC. Retail A, which was basically just a shell until now, it's now the proposed. Okay. The retail meter, or the meter's not installed yet until the pharmacy gets up and going, but this section will cover metering for the panel and now the pharmacy. Over here to the adjacent part of the room, you're going to find a meter, and this would be for the solar arrays back at electrical room 2. All the DC panels and all the arrays are basically metered off of this meter in the electrical room 1. HDP, which is fed from our main electrical board. HDP will cover breakers that deal with elevators 1, elevators 2. Okay, so the main breakers for the disconnects in those areas would be found here. Your disconnect for your main solar breaker would be here. Your breakers for panels 1A, which is located right here, panel 1B, which is in electrical room 2, and panel 3A, which is on the 3rd floor. Again, these panels, okay, these breakers cover all the feeds to the branch circuit panels out in the field. So 1A, 1B, and 3A on 3rd floor. 1A basically covers all the circuitry and emergency lighting for the 1st floor in the office areas, not in CC. Again, CC is on a separate meter, okay, and it's on a separate power, separate entity. So basically everything on the first floor that covers offices to the fitness area basically come off of 1A. You're gonna, the exit signs and the exit balances for all the E-lighting or all the lighting on the first floor would be coming out of 1A as well. The shunt trip breaker, which ties basically an emergency system to the elevators, you are going to find that in panel 1A, circuit 42. Again, at the end of the job, we're going to highlight it, and we're also going to give a separate sheet of paper with all the emergency circuits, what numbers they are, and where they go to, and what they do, you know, what they're powering up, basically. So, and then last but not least, you are going to find our lighting control panel right next to 1A. All the site lighting, boiler lighting, sub pumps out on site are covered from 1A, but via exterior lighting control panel, which is right next to it. And all the circuits are coming out of 1A for that.
And you said for right now, that's all on a light sensor, but they're going to be putting a timer in it later? Yeah,
right now, all the site lighting is controlled via photocell, okay? You have your regular contactors here. With the latest revision, we're gonna add in a timer and or a manual override switch. So, and all that will be located internally in this cabinet.
And if they had a power outage in one of the apartments and they checked the GFIs, they checked the breaker, the sub panel, and they couldn't set the breakers, they found there was no power there. Probably is unlikely, but it could be that something down here is tripped, right?
Yes, MB1 is basically your metering board for all the residential units. And again, if one comes in a situation where there's no power at all in their panel, this is the location where you would want to search. Again, the unit numbers are specified here with the black on yellow, and we also have them tagged, a stamp tag, secondary means of identification. And what you would want to look for is the breaker to see if the main breaker for that area is in trip mode or if it's off or on.
And if that did trip, I mean, I've never even heard of it tripping, but if it did, would that be something they probably should call you about? Because why would that trip?
Exactly. So again, if there was an issue where it tripped, you know, just reset. But if it ever did happen again, then it would be an issue where the contractors or the electricians on site would come and investigate. It could just be an issue where maybe an install, the wire got damaged, or improper connections at the lugs. Again, if you have an improper connection at the lugs, it would create a lot of resistance and heat. So therefore, your breaker would trip because it's an unbalanced load. So it's something that a qualified electrician would have to look at.
Anything else in here?
Mainly, no. I mean, again, this is where the action's at. All power that's being fed to the premises is fed via this electrical room. And this is our main switchboard here. Again, all branch circuitry that cover fire alarm, security, things of that nature you would find in the electrical room too via panel 1B. But the most important thing one would have to find here in this location in regards to the fire alarm system would be the shunt circuit, and again that's circuit 42 in panel 1A. And again, code on that is that means a feed or a breaker has to be within 6 feet of the main disconnect breaker, which you'd find right here in HDP, and those cover the elevators. So. Okay, again, that would be the overview of the work here at the Garvey Court project. If you have any questions or any concerns on this project or any added things in the future, again, Sparky Electric at area code 559-822-4501, or you can reach me, Andrew Hernandez, here at the Los Angeles area code 626-234-4078. Thank you.